Man, so we'll just hang out a minute,
Da-da-da.
see if anybody's gonna join us, because nobody noticed enough to message that we weren't live last week.
They were all probably pretty busy too.
Well, that's true. That's true. All right, there we go. And I'm in Facebook. All right. So we'll just see if we get any eyeballs. Oh, I got a hi already. Who's our hi? Oh, hey, Lauren. It is Lauren. Hello. Good
Yay,
evening.
hi.
Hi. We're going to talk about a couple things today. We're going to see how Stephenie had how Stephenie's intergroom adventures went, and then some good stuff. So,
Yeah.
maybe not some good stuff, some anger-inducing stuff, but
Yeah. But
um,
also good stuff.
yes, still good stuff.
Some neurodivergent shit.
Some neurodivergent shit, because that's what we're here to do.
Yeah.
But, well, we got Lauren here, so why don't you go ahead and talk to us about intergroom and how that went and what you did and who you saw and hey dog Normus.
I got to see Doug Norris.
You saw Nicole, that's right.
I
She
did.
went. Yay. Aw.
Oh, is that Lauren?
That is Lauren, yes.
Yes, I introduced myself.
Good. Good job.
Which is pretty impressive because I don't usually do that.
No, I'm very proud.
But I was her face is much easier to recognize.
Yeah.
Than a lot of people, just because I watch her lives and stuff.
Right. And she makes a lot of reels.
Yeah. People I'm friends with where all I see is the profile picture, and then I like
and it's like this big.
Yeah, I'm like, you kind of look familiar. Like, which profile picture does this fit?
Like, really, for real, people need to have their profile picture on their name badges.
I think so too. I think that would be awesome.
And like their Facebook names. Hey, Amanda, what's up? That's Amanda. That's our favorite sponsor. Positive Approach Coaching. I'll read her commercial soon. But we're finding out how what Stephenie did at Intergroom.
Yeah. So, well, I drove out there as usual.
Yes.
I had a panic attack while camping. I came to the conclusion in the end that the reason I did was because I was overstimulated. It was pouring rain. It was muddy. Oh, that's an awesome idea.
I got you, Nicole. Easy peasy. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So it was pouring rain. So it was muddy.
Pouring rain.
And gross.
Muddy. I didn't get there till after dark because I forgot to calculate in the time change. And
oh no.
And because it was raining, it was super overcast, and I was in the middle of fucking nowhere, and it was so dark that I just couldn't see even like the trees around the campsite that well. Like, it was so dark. And I just got
been fantastic if you were already set up.
Yeah. And I didn't have Nibbler either.
Oh.
So like it was rough. So but like, I know things for in the future. So then I got there, and I will say, first of all, I think this, so far of all the shows that I've been to, this one probably is my favorite as far as location goes.
Really?
Yeah. So first of all, you don't have to go anywhere near New York City, which is awesome.
Oh, yeah.
It's on the other side of the river, but like you can still see the skyline. So
without being there.
Yeah. So like I woke up in the morning and looked out the window, and I could see New York City. And that was perfect, like the perfect amount of New York City for me.
Yeah.
And then, like, so they have the Expo Center, and they had like the host hotels right next door, But then there's a bunch of other hotels. Mine was literally 4 minutes walk to the expo center.
Okay.
So like I didn't have to worry about like finding a place to park or any of that. I just walked there.
Yeah.
And there was a ton of restaurants within walking distance. So like we could just go out, you know, out to dinner easily without having to figure out
like move cars or
yeah.
No, that's awesome.
So honestly, it was probably one of my
primo
favorite
location.
Yeah. The only thing I wasn't a big fan of with the location is one of my classes was in the big classroom. And I know they're just working with what they got, but so their big classroom, and this is for ordinary to extraordinary, was they had like basically curtained off like one corner of the like trade show floor.
Oh, so it was loud, I imagine.
Yeah. I had to wear the microphone, which I usually don't do.
Right.
But even then, they were having a hard time hearing me still.
Oh.
And I was getting distracted by all the noises, so it's hard for me to concentrate.
Yeah.
But, you know, you got to do what you got to do, I guess. And
was
considering...
it a good class?
Huh?
It was a good class, though?
Yeah, it was a pretty good class. It didn't feel like a good class at the time because I was overstimulated.
Yeah.
But in the end, I decided it was a really good class, and a lot of them had a lot of really good questions. Which one of the questions actually might spark a new class for me.
Love that.
Yeah. Formulas in grooming. But not like formulas, like product formulas, like formulas of like I have a specific way I do choose my lengths. So I have my thing is like you do a length on the body and then you do 2 lengths longer on the leg. In length, you need to change it a certain way, like those kind of things.
Right.
And they were like, do you have I do these like a lot. I never really thought much about it, but then they were like, do you have a formula for this? And I'm like, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I also did on Sunday, I did my neurodivergent, the
entrepreneurial divergent one.
Yes. Which went really well. That was in a small room. Yeah. And so I was able to close the door, which is great.
Oh, 2 up, 2 down. The comb or blade in reverse will make the legs look more plush.
Yeah. So yeah, I want to do a class about formulas in grooming.
I like it.
But yeah. So both my classes went really well. I did notice right afterwards we got an influx of people joining the podcast group. So that was cool.
Oh, good. Good.
So,
you must have been like on it then, because I didn't get a single notification.
Oh. Yeah, I must have been, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, then I worked at the Pet Store Direct booth the rest of the week.
Right. How did that go?
First of all, fucking exhausting.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
The busiest fucking booth out there. Of course, that's the one I choose. Yeah. But they are awesome to work for. So it's run by Elena and I'm having a moment.
That's okay. Being so people is fucking hard. Yes.
Being so people is fucking hard.
Yes.
But yeah, so the 2 owners, Domenico, that's his name.
Okay.
So they're the owners. And they're both really cool. Definitely like Elena's definitely got some ADHD, which I was loving. Like I picked up on it immediately.
I can vibe with this.
Like I got there for setup and she was like, she'd like start doing something and then like walk away to do something else. And I'm like, she does that a lot, doesn't she? And they're like, yep. This is just what we work with. And I'm like, awesome. I love it.
Right.
But everybody was so cool. Like they're super they're super nice. Even though it was a super like long days and stuff and a lot of hard work, it was like they were constantly, you know, do you need something to eat? Do you need to go to the bathroom?
Aww.
Do you need water? They had like drinks there for us so that we could just get drinks. Like,
that's awesome.
You know, making sure that we went to get lunch.
Right.
It was, they were very like, take care of yourself, you know?
Aww. Did you meet Reggie?
Yeah, I got to meet Reggie. I had a lot of really good conversations with Reggie, which was awesome.
Awesome. I need to hang out with him. I've like met him in passing, but
yeah. No, we got to have some like good conversations. Apparently Reggie actually has kids that live in Racine. So
what?
Yeah.
It's a small world after all.
I'm like, oh, that's cool. I guess like when I first started opening up, he actually contacted me.
You weren't there when Nicole popped by to buy her botanical. And Lauren said
that might have been one of my breaks. Otherwise, I was sitting there. I was there at the corner the whole time. But yeah, I loved working for them, and it was a really good team. So I got to, you know, it was nice to work with all of them.
Yeah.
And, I definitely hope they'll have me back in the future because I love them. I also learned a fuck ton.
Good.
Like I learned
the product.
Yeah, so like I learned about the Heringer Opal, I think. No, the Heringer Sapphire.
Have I been saying that word way wrong this whole time?
I have no idea if that's how you pronounce it right. That's how everybody else was pronouncing it, but it's German, so no one knows.
Okay, but the difference between the two? I thought it was like Heiniger.
I don't know.
Heiniger. I'm not sure.
And everybody knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you say opals or sapphires. Hi, Daryl.
So the Heringer Sapphires, I believe they were.
Yeah.
If you don't regularly oil your blades and take really good care of your blades, if it gets too hot, the clipper will just shut off.
So maybe that's why maybe that explains some of the issues. It's literally operator error because they're not taking care of their blades.
Yeah. No, you're supposed to oil your blades between every dog, technically.
You're supposed to do it like every 2 to 5 minutes, aren't you? Like it's a lot more.
It's supposed to be a lot.
I mean, we technically are talking about actual blades.
Yeah, they just are
just grooming blades, clipper blades.
But yeah, so I got to learn about that. That was really cool. I would have never known that.
No. It's almost like a built-in fail-safe. I like it.
Yeah, I thought it was a really awesome, and they're like, I can't remember if that brand is like German or Swedish, something like that.
Yeah.
It's from overseas. And it's just they have like this newer technology that we don't work with as much here.
Just like the engineering is different.
The engineering is much different. So you have to take really good care of your blades for that. Which is good to know. But
Nicole, are you going to be able to like shape me up in that department? Das is good. No, it's we don't know how to say it apparently. I'm not sure what's right anymore.
Or something like that.
It's here. I'm gonna
But yeah, I learned a lot about different things.
Well, here's how it is spelled. Do with it what you will. It is Heiniger. But like put a German spin on it. I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna look on their website. I feel like it's German. But anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, I can't pronounce it, but they're really great. I got to you just have to take really good care of your blades. So and it's kind of like got a fail safe, so that was cool.
Their website is in German, English, and French, with German being the primary So I'm going to say yes. Yeah, no, it's definitely something you got to be careful how you say it. That is for sure.
Yeah.
I think it's more about the emphasis on, like, which syllable you put the emphasis. And
Yeah.
Nicole, I was saying, are you gonna be able to help shape me up about oiling and stuff? Like, I just need accountability. I just need time. I don't know, I just need to be around people who actually do it.
Yeah.
I haven't really encountered that much.
Yeah. But yeah, so I got to learn a lot of new stuff. That's the thing that stuck with me a lot.
Yes. Yes.
I got to check out both of the little handle things for the dryers. There's two different brands.
You got to meet Michelle
Michelle.
with Handle It?
I didn't get to meet her, no.
Okay. I was gonna
But
say I am waiting for that one. That's the one I want, is the Handle It one.
yeah, so there's
It looks
two
far
different
more
brands that they
comfortable.
sell.
Oh, who said hi? Who said hi?
They have
Ashley Hanby, hi.
hi. So they have the Handle It ones.
Yeah,
But then they also have
the Vanity Fur 3D printed ones.
yeah. The Handle It ones look cool, but I actually really like the feeling of the other one more.
Yeah.
It was a little more textured, which is nice because
Well,
like
because it's 3D printed, yeah.
yeah.
Right, with the
But
different bands.
it has like it's like little like speckly almost texture.
Interesting.
It's like kind of bumpy, and I loved it. And I just like for me, especially drying because it's going to be so wet all the time.
Yeah.
It helps with the proprioception for me to be able to feel that.
Yeah.
So I really like that one just personally, but
Yeah.
the Handle It one's really pretty.
Dave can print one for you.
Oh,
You know someone with a 3D printer?
I do.
Ooh.
Eventually, John is going to buy me a 3D printer, and it's going to be the end of everything. Like,
It
that's
is
going
gonna
to
be the end of
be,
everything.
I'm going to make everything. It's going to be
Everything.
ridiculous.
Everything.
I'm not even going to sell the shit. I'll just make it for
No,
myself.
just everything for you.
Yeah. But yeah, so that was Intergroom.
Nice.
I did not do a sign out because I suck at sign outs. I need to do like everybody does sign outs. I think I need to do like sign ins. Like the beginning, like before the show, like this is what I'm doing this weekend.
Right.
See you at the end of it. Like
I don't know.
I'm not gonna do a sign out.
If I'm not like feeling it, then it just kind of feels forced. But I feel like it's almost kind of expected. But like
yeah. Everybody does a sign out and it just doesn't work for me. I'm too tired to think about it.
Like I don't know, because then I get in my head, like, did I tag the right people? Did I tag all of the people? Like,
oh yeah.
Having the expectation, but I need to think a bunch of people. Exactly.
Yes, exactly.
Although I will say you've always you do a very good one. You do very well with it.
And it's just I'm so tired by the end of it that I just cannot
like I don't really want to think about everything that just happened, please. Like
I'm still recovering. Like I can't like I need more time.
Yeah.
And
then it ends up like a week after and like everyone's done doing it. I'm like, well, I guess next time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, I'm sure Katie was absolutely amazing.
Yeah. I almost like
I'm going to go look at yours again.
Or maybe I need to like pre-write a thing and like have a pre-written list of like people I need to think of.
Oh. And then just like edit it, if something was different.
Yeah, I just have it like mostly ready and then I just edit little things.
I like that. That's a good idea.
Katie is always helpful.
Yes.
Cause like I don't have it in me and I need at least a week before I could put that together after coming home. And that's just not fun.
I just have to say, I love the picture, Nicole, that you, that's what I have in my Notion on the event calendar. There you
Oh,
go.
like a pre-done thing?
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. But I love the picture that was gotten of her mid-swig of a C4, and the Westie is just, like, looking at the camera like, "Yeah, I'm sexy." Like, "Yeah, look at me." I
Yeah,
love it.
I
I
loved
love
it
it so
too.
much.
I also, like, it's so funny because, um, like, Nicole is not, like, a super, like,
Oh, with a checklist of photos. Nice.
you know, Nicole's not, like, one of those, like, bouncing off the wall hyper kind of people, and I
Right.
see a C4 in her hand, and I'm like, "Man, she must have had a rough weekend."
Yes. C4, sponsor Nicole. Sponsor
Yes.
Nicole. Like a perfect picture because, like, the Westie is just, like, perfect and looking right at you, and
Yes.
it's a good picture.
But yeah, so that was Intergroom. That was fun.
Nice.
Had some nice dinners with people, got to do some
Good.
nice networking.
Yep,
It
yep.
was good.
There's a whole story about spicy water. I am privy to this knowledge. I don't
You'll have to
remember
tell me later.
everything, but I know this.
Um, but we should probably actually get
Yeah.
into, like, what we were gonna talk about.
Yes, but first,
Yeah.
let me pull up my Google Doc that I never have up at the appropriate time while I accidentally move around tabs instead of just open one. Here we go. La-di-da. Da-da-di-da. It's somewhere here. Where is it? There it is. Okay. Ready? Your attention, please. Do you want to start a grooming business and don't know where to start? Or is your business struggling and in need of a facelift, but you don't know how to fix it? Enter Amanda with Positive Approach Coaching. She can either help you build your business from scratch or help you transform your current business through one-on-one coaching. Whatever your goals, she is there to support you along the way. Reach out to her today by messaging Positive Approach Coaching on Facebook. Please note, positive is spelled Pawsitive.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! I would bow if I wasn't laying down.
Oh
Turns
yeah,
out Celsius
Celsius
isn't.
is an energy drink.
Oh, yeah. I remember now. Yes, she did not realize that it is an energy drink. Drank it, went to bed thinking how enjoyable that sparkling water was.
And then never fell asleep, right? Yeah.
But anyways, now that we're past we have that, and I can vouch Amanda is a very close friend of mine. And the one thing I love about her is she does not sugarcoat things. She's not a
Mhm.
bitch about things, but like she's going to tell
Yeah.
you how it is
Like,
and help you
she's
find a
nice,
way around
but
it.
she's not gonna beat around the bush.
Right. Like she's not
So,
gonna coddle you. Yeah, caffeine doesn't really affect me either. It's
yeah.
unfortunate. It affects other things, but not the things it needs to affect, which is me being awake.
Mhm. It makes me more concentrated.
That's good. I wish
That's
I could
mostly
find.
why I drink caffeine, is because it helps me focus. 'Cause ADHD, you know.
God
So,
damn, I need to find something that works. That sounds delicious. Either way, why don't you go ahead and talk to us about what our topic is today? Because believe it or
yes.
not, it wasn't intergroom. But that we can have more than one topic, obviously. But no.
Obviously.
So you had seen a post, right?
Yes. And I see these posts a lot, and I
Yeah,
don't even remember because it was weeks ago when I talked about this to you.
that's true. I
I
might
don't
still
even
have the
remember the
screenshot.
full context, but the thing that stuck out to me, it was an employer that was complaining, um what were they complaining about? I think it was, um they were asking how you get, um like, how you get your, uh
Hold
fuck,
on.
what was
I'm pretty positive I have the screenshot.
it? Good,
I'm
because I
looking
don't
in our shared media. Hold on. Please hold.
remember. um The point is she called her employees stupid. And I believe the reason she called them stupid was because they were not diluting shampoo properly.
Here we go. I'm going to crop it. I'm not saying the person.
Yeah.
Well, actually, you know what? Why don't I just send it to you?
Sure.
That makes
That'll
a lot
work.
more sense. Please hold.
Please hold.
Do, 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 do. Huh? Technical difficulties. Okay, I just messaged it. Here we go.
Okay.
It's
Okay,
like
so
middle of that, yeah.
The whole thing was she had this idea to have shampoo sold in pods, like laundry pods.
Y'all probably saw it. So
Huh? Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, y'all probably saw it. It ended up getting a lot more traction.
Yeah. The thing that bothered me about it and was an immediate red flag is she said, I don't know about you guys, but my employees are not smart.
Especially the younger ones, she specifically said.
Yes, especially the younger ones. So here's the thing.
Here's the rub.
Here's the thing. And I love that idea, by the way. The idea of the pods, great idea.
Yeah.
The problem is, first of all, you don't call your employees stupid.
Right.
If your employees are not getting something,
that's on you.
That's on you.
Oh,
you are the manager.
She's woke, clearly. The kids these days. The kids these days.
These kids these days. But yeah, so she, like, you don't call your employees stupid because they're most likely not stupid.
Right.
Like, there's probably a really good reason why they're not doing it right. A lot of it is probably because you're not training them how to. You have to remember, first of all, there is no standard way to do things across the industry.
Exactly.
Right?
There's no standard. Regulated. There's no code of conduct.
The way I dilute shampoos is way different than you dilute them, or Doug Normus dilutes them. Like, they're going to be different. Right. Because we all have our different ways of doing things, whether we use bottles, or I have the bucket method, or people do the recirculator and list the recirculator. Yeah. So, like, everything is different with every place that you go.
Now people have the duck.
Yeah, people have the duck. So, like, you have to train them.
Right.
And if you are training them and they are still not understanding, there is probably a reason why. Yeah. And you can't just, like, just saying, they're too stupid to get it is not the answer. The answer is finding out why the fuck they're not getting it.
Right. Like, and then I feel like the onus is on you to explain it a different way. Or for a lot of us neurodivergents, we need to understand why.
Yes.
Otherwise, it's like, why the fuck am I going to do that if it doesn't make any sense to me?
Exactly.
It's hard to just do something because I'm told. Trying is for wimps. You're going to learn to swim, bitch.
So yeah, like, I'm like, so the first thing that got me was like training. Like, obviously, like, you need to train your people, and if like you're the manager or boss, whoever you are, you're managing these people, it is your job to make sure they understand things. And if they're not understanding, yes, they have to work with you too to help you, you know, it has to be a little bit of a two-way street, but it's really on you to say, hey, you're still not doing this right.
Right.
Why are we having this disconnect?
And maybe like breaking it down and finding out like where the gap is.
Yes.
And targeting that.
And then on top of all of this, there was the, like, especially the younger ones. That one actually, because I was talking to John about this, that one really got John, because he's like, your entire industry is literally based off of, like, very few people are, like, getting, like, you know, like how classically trained chefs are trained. Like, you're not getting that version of dog grooming training.
Yeah.
Most of you are like, there's no standard. You're just figuring out as you go.
Right.
So if they didn't experience that yet, they're not going to know.
Right.
So saying that a younger person is stupid because they don't have as much experience as you is like you were there once.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like I think people gave her some shit in that
Oh,
post
yeah. No, there was definitely a
about
little
it.
bit of lashback, but a lot of people, like, laughed at it, and a lot of people were
Yeah.
like
But I
it
see
was
these kind of
giving very
posts
much Oh, sorry.
all the time, and it drives me nuts.
Aw, my younger employees are the best ones I have. It's them old ones that are like, "I've been doing it this way for 30 years. Sorry, but it's still not a good way to do it. My policy says you do it my way. Sorry, not sorry."
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Because see,
Yeah.
this energy is the same energy as, "Oh, the young people don't wanna work." No, because we would like to work for a living wage. We can't be paid peanuts and be expected to be your slaves.
Yeah. That's why people don't like all the boomers are like, oh, they're quiet quitting. Yeah, they're quiet quitting because you're not paying them enough to give a shit. Like,
Well, yeah, and because all that happens when you exceed expectations and take on way more than what's asked of you and do, like, so
you
much other
just
things.
you just
Also,
keep getting
this is
more work for
this
no
isn't
money.
this isn't everywhere. There's
Yeah.
some places that I fully, like, believe I would be appreciated for it and some way compensated, even if it were by way of snacks or something, which is pretty
Yes.
good tender in my book. Um,
Food is always good tender for me.
food is good tender. Food is good tender. Um, but no, like, as a whole and mostly in corporate, and I'm not even talking grooming stuff at this point, because I
Yep.
experienced this with, like, other industries that I've worked in, is that you could do and do and do and do and do, but and you might even get the exceeds expectations, like, on your review, and they're like, "Here's the 30-cent raise." "Oh, and we're gonna have a pizza party at the end of the week," which I understand food is good tender for me, but the whole pizza party thing, instead of just paying people appropriately.
Oh yeah. I was once not being paid appropriately to work with a nut job. You know.
Yeah. Oh, I do. I do. Also,
And my
I have
favorite
I have tea for
was
you.
their pizza parties for when people had birthdays,
Yeah.
and it was the Domino's like 2 medium-sized pizza deal.
Oh god. So it
And
wasn't even like which ki
we had like 15 people working there.
I have relevant tea for you after we're not live, BT dubs.
Yes.
Sorry, guys, I'm gonna leave you hanging. Actually, you may have seen it, just kidding, I saw you
I
comment.
probably did.
Yep, it's about
Uh,
kitties.
yep.
Okay, yep, nope, never mind, you saw it. You got the tea.
I was tagged in it.
Oh. Aw, kids' meal days. Love it.
Yeah. And
Is it
like,
your fruit?
but like, yeah. My point is,
Yes, yes.
um, you
Aw,
gotta you gotta care for your employees. Like
yeah.
I, um,
Mhm.
words. So I get a lot of people also who message me because they see I work with neurodivergent groomers,
Right.
and they'll ask me for advice um about whatever their employee is doing.
Yeah,
um and that's the other thing is like, not only do you have to teach them, but you also have to understand when people have limitations,
right,
like people who are neurodivergent, and you might have to find a compromise with those people, and you
right.
have to be willing to bend the rules a little bit, like and like, if you have to bend the rules to the point where you're not comfortable, then it's probably not the right fit for them anyways. So
Yeah,
you should have them go somewhere that's more of the right fit for them. But
right.
you also have to be willing to look at it and go, okay, you struggle with this part. Let me help you. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Not just write them off as dumb.
yeah. And this one, we did come to a good conclusion on, I will say. But one of the problems that one person came to me about was, the owner had a rule that at the end of the day, all the groomers had to write down on their little whiteboard next to their station, all of their dogs for the next day.
Whoa.
So that as dogs were coming in the next morning, they would come in and people would be able to see exactly who was going to take that dog.
Okay.
Without having to really like search
Look at
through
the
books.
schedule. Yeah.
You can just go, oh, that's for you. You take that one, you know?
Okay.
And then it also was helpful for them for like taking notes and stuff throughout the day. But the
Right.
rule was at the end of every day, you put the next day's stuff on the board.
Okay. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Right.
Well, one of her employees kind of has a really hard time doing it. Kind of like finishes the day and brain turns off and every time totally forgets to do it.
Aww.
But then like the next morning usually does it right away.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, so does it have like, I'm like, why don't we do a little compromise? Say, okay, if she can't do it at the end of the day, maybe her day starts 15 minutes early.
So that way it's already done and no one, it accomplishes the same thing.
It still accomplishes the same thing. It just works more for the way that person's brain works. Because I get it. When I finish the day, my brain turns off. I'm done.
Goodbye.
Like, there is no extra shit going on.
Right.
So for me, I would have a really hard time every night writing that on my board.
Right.
So I totally get it. But I also understand from the rest of the business's point of view that like it needed to be done.
Like why it's important.
So like you need to be able to make those
like think outside the box and see that there is a way to do it.
Yeah.
Which I just gotta say, I like what Nicole said. She said, I always ask, what part would you rather jump in front of a train than do? And as long as the scale is even, I'll find someone else to do that task while they do a task someone else hates doing.
Yes.
That's how Joe and I split housework.
Me and John do that with housework too.
Yeah. So. Like I cannot do dishes.
Yeah.
And he detests laundry. So he does the dishes and I do the laundry.
Yeah.
It's not that I love doing laundry.
Like,
I just
you can even with that kind of stuff, you can split up the task.
Yeah.
So like for me, a lot of it is physical ability. So like laundry, and my laundry is downstairs.
So there's a lot of up and down.
So I gather the laundry, I put it next to the stairs. John takes it down. He switches the laundry back and forth because I'll put it in there and then forget about it for 3 days. Even though like
and then you got to rewash.
My fucking washing machine tells Alexa, she tells my phone, she tells John's phone. Like, I should get this, but it's always like right when I'm in the middle of something and then it goes away.
And you're like, I'll get it.
So John takes care of switching it all over, brings it back up. I fold it, put it away.
That's perfect.
Another thing was dishes.
Yeah.
I don't mind washing the dishes. I detest putting them away. So like John always jokes whenever I did dishes, I would just keep piling it on over and over and over again. And I'm like, I'll do dishes if you put them away.
Right.
So you can split tasks like that too.
Well, yeah, no, Nicole does that. She's a perfectionist and folds specifically. So he does cleaning and drying and I do folding and putting away.
Yep. I'm weird with my towels and stuff too. So like I prefer to be the one folding things.
Whereas like everything is everything has a specific home. I'll unload the dishwasher, you load it.
Yeah.
You restore order.
Yep.
Yep, everything. Yep.
So, like, my whole point is it's on the boss or the manager to make sure that their employees are getting the support that they need.
Right.
Your job isn't to just tell people what to do and yell at them when they don't do it right. Your
Right.
job is to support them.
I couldn't tell. Love you.
As long as
My
you
heart looks
know.
very weird sideways.
Is it like this?
It's very weird sideways, and I can't bend my wrist far enough.
Yeah. But yeah, so it is on the boss and / the manager to support their employees. And I think a lot of people forget that.
Yeah.
And I think that's why we have so many problems in our industry of people getting kind of used and abused by bosses. And
your comment has nothing. Oh, there we go. There's the heart. The heart took a minute.
Took a second. So yeah, just
oh,
hi,
hey, Andrea. Hi. But also too, what I want to point out about that post that we've been talking about, she could have very easily just not said that part, and nothing of
exactly.
the post would have been lost. The
Yeah.
post was asking about shampoo pods.
Yeah.
Like, she did not need to throw her employees under the bus.
She went
Like,
out
what
of
if
her
you're
way
also
to
on
throw her employees
Facebook
under
and
the bus.
saw that? Like, I would leave your ass if I saw you on Facebook calling me stupid.
Oh yeah, 100%. And like, I don't know, that doesn't make me comfortable wanting to work for someone who would do that either. Like,
right,
that's hurting your potential employees.
right. Like, wow, if I don't get things immediately and behave perfectly, like, my boss is gonna go on Facebook and tell people I'm stupid. Like,
Yep.
Yikes. I know you wouldn't, Nicole. We all have our moments, yes. Also because I imagine if I weren't doing something correctly, you'd be like, "Hey, Meg, let's go back over this."
Yeah. Another thing that will kind of goes in the same lines is saying like, people don't have common sense. That phrase drives me nuts.
Or common sense is not so common.
Yeah. The whole idea of like common sense is just bullshit because it's
based off of like life experiences, and if you haven't had those.
Yeah. On top of that, like words like common sense is more based off of the neurotypical brand.
Oh, true.
As well.
Nicole, I love you. I agree.
Like,
perfect.
I don't know how neurotypical people do it, but they have like this just innate understanding of like certain social like thing or certain things that like just don't make sense to me.
Right.
You know?
That take like work and practice.
Huh?
Excuse me. Just stuff that would take us like work and practice and like studying to understand versus just knowing.
Well, and like there's some things that like you can tell me 300 times the same thing and I'm not gonna like fully get it.
Yeah.
But then some things I pick up right away, you know?
Yeah.
Like even and like working at pets with Pet Store Direct.
Yeah.
Like you know, I'm learning how to do all of the things. But like they were really cool about like any mistakes. They were just like, "Hey, this is how you're supposed to do it," kind of thing. So
cool. Yeah.
But it was a little stressful at first trying to learn because like I know that my common sense doesn't always make sense to everybody else.
Right.
And so I was really worried that I would like not understand what they were saying sometimes. And like
Yeah.
luckily I didn't have too much issue, but there would just be like there was like some things with like where I'd have to just be like, could you explain this again?
Right.
Like
Right. Just like
they were really cool
this
about like,
through.
and they all said like right away, like, ask as many questions as you need. We'd rather you ask questions than screw something up. So like
Exactly.
that made me feel good.
Yeah.
But like, you know, there were certain things about like,
Exactly.
you know, pricing or like their show
Yeah.
specials. Luckily they had a cheat sheet for me, but like
Oh.
I was still checking the cheat sheet every single time for specials
Yeah.
because I couldn't remember. But
That's
then
okay
like
though. That's why it's there.
but like I figured out how to like I figured out how to do a refund no problem. Like
Oh. Okay.
um like I got it all set up for them and then like asked somebody like, "Hey, can you check this before I like
Before
finish?"
you process it. Yeah.
But like I got it all set up with no problem, and I'm like, I figured that out, but I can't seem to remember any of the fucking show specials.
Right.
So like, you just got to remember, some people don't think the same way you do, even if they are
Yeah.
neurotypical and you're neurotypical. You know,
Yeah.
they're not always gonna think the same, and so like the idea of common sense,
It's annoying.
yeah. And exactly what Nikki said is what is common for one may not be so common for the other. So,
Yes.
I mean, yeah, I rambled a lot.
No, no, I'm here for it.
It
I'm
gets me very heated in case you can't tell.
passionate is what that is. We are passionate for the appropriate freaking interactions
Yeah,
and standing up for people being slighted for not thinking the same way. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Um, and I really hope that, you know, my passionate rants will at least help someone be a better
Right.
boss
Or to at
or
least be
whatever.
like, "Oh, that really is a red flag. Maybe you're encountering this right now at your job."
Yeah. Um, and I really hope, and I'd really like to be able to say that it helps an employer as well to come
Well,
up
yeah, to be
with
like,
things.
"Oh, yeah,
No.
it's really kind of a shitty move to call my employees stupid."
Yeah. Or even just saying like, oh, that does make sense. Maybe I should check with this employee why they're
Right.
doing this wrong, you
Right.
know?
Right. Well, and it's
So
also, like, it's just giving people the benefit of the doubt, and, like, they're not necessarily yeah, run, friend, run, there are good employers out there.
there are, um,
Yes. Yeah.
you just gotta find the right ones, and they are out there. They're looking.
And you have to be willing to leave a bad situation, which is
Yes,
hard,
it
speaking from
is.
experience.
Mhm. Been there.
Been there,
So.
yep. Anyways, with that being said, um, we are, going to have dinner here very, very shortly, and I am very, very hungry. So this has been a very nice live. Thank you
Yeah.
guys for participating. Thank you, Nicole,
Yes.
Lauren. I don't know if you're still here, but thank you for being here for the amount of time you were. Ashley, I know we saw you for a
Yes.
minute.
And they
Daryl.
don't own the clients. The clients will find you.
Oh, yes, that too, which I understand. And like that's the really fun. Yeah, no. You don't own nobody owns clients. They're able to change they can change their mind. Like they can go elsewhere. Yes, it's gonna suck. But yeah.
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 Um, yeah. No one owns clients.
No.
Uh, yeah.
Anyway, yeah. I'm just like, yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Yep.
Yep.
Cool. 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 Cool.
um,
All
and
right. Well, uh next week maybe if as long as you have time, if you want a longer than 20-minute live, maybe we start a little early
Next
because
week?
I am hanging out with an old client.
Cool.
Oh yeah, neither will your employees.
Yep.
Oh, if you offer a good home with good service, the client won't leave. Exactly.
Yep.
That's why I'm like counting down the days, Nicole. Even though it stresses me out because I still don't know where I'm gonna live, but I'm gonna figure it out. But all I know is like I'm good on job. So
Yep. So.
But yeah, so maybe we start a little earlier next week as long as your schedule allows for it.
Yeah, it should.
So we can have a bit longer of a live because I'm gonna go hang out with the little doodle that I love dearly. So
Aww.
it's fine. Everything is fine. As flames engulf my whole body. No, it's fine. It is fine. But that's what I've been saying. So if anybody here is waiting on things for me, like I'm not just burning my candle at both ends. The entire candle is engulfed in flames.
Yeah.
I see the end.
A little too much.
The end is coming.
Yeah.
The end of all of this, not the end of like everything, but
Yeah.
like the working.
The end is nigh.
The end is nigh.
So.
But yeah, I'm gonna go so we can go eat. No, don't force a week vacation on me. I'm not gonna be able to go anywhere. It's bad enough my hours are limited. Although I'm very happy about it. That's just my brain being like money, 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 which it does all the time. Let's see. But we can talk about that.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that. But no, for real, we're gonna go ahead and go. We'll see you guys maybe a little earlier next Thursday. Just a little bit. I know I'll make money.
Listen to your boss.
Did you hear Joe? He said, listen to your boss.
I agree.
I promise you'll make money.
Oh, yeah. Ask Stephenie about that one for me.
Oh, yeah, I will. Okay, we're going to go ahead and go. Message us if you want to continue the conversation. Nicole, if you want to message me. If not, that's okay too.
Okay.
That's so weird. Anyways, we're going to go for the night. We'll see you guys next time. We love you. Okay, bye.